Hello everyone, my name is SJM and welcome to a Let's Play of SevTech Ages of the Sky. I'm starting here to do a little bit of setup information for everybody here. So one of the first things that I do is go in and resolve some control conflicts. So the first and foremost one in SevTech and SevTech Ages of the Sky is the F key, which I like to have as swap items in hand so you can put things into your offhand. It's got a conflict with the Better Builder's Wand's change fluid mode, so I'm going to change that one so that F is now no longer red here, no longer with a conflict, so that will work. The other one is the item placer. So place item in world, conflicting with a couple of other different things. So for this one, I will just change the keybind that it's on, which I will use comma. So when setting up the game, creating the new world, you do want to make sure that you leave it on the world type topography. Down there are a number of different ones, but if you do any of those you will get a regular world, except for this one, compact sky, which you'll get the compact machine world type, and you won't be able to do anything at all in there because you'd be locked out of using the tool you need to get into the compact machines. Paradise Island time. So be right back after we generate the new world. Alright, so as the world opens up, we will get a getting started screen here. So it tells you a bit of basic things. Open the advancements window to find out how to progress. Default key is L. That doesn't start with any conflicts, so you're fine there. Wayla, which is what am I looking at, which will actually tell you on the screen items that you're have your cursor pointed at, but you don't start off with it. The map, obviously not available from the beginning. They need to be unlocked. Wayla comes once you progress out of age 0 into age 1. And the map, you get in age 0, you get a basic map with the Antique Atlas. And once you open up age 4, you automatically get journey map. But you can also open up Journey Map in Age 2 if you complete the requisite quest. Some multiplayer stuff down here. Changing resource packs, you do have to restart the game entirely if you do that, because things will not be hidden correctly, so that'll mess you up if you change resource packs while you're playing. And then if you want to know information that changes, there's a what's new icon in the inventory, or then the pause screen, and that is in effect here because the Ages of the Sky pack is in beta development now. So we will take a look around and see what we got on our beginning islands. We start on an island, and then there are other islands scattered all around. I've been out and about in this pack, so there is quite a bit out there. And we'll go over that when we get there, but first things first, we need to collect up some sticks and some plant twine, and hopefully we can find some gravel. I've started a couple of worlds where gravel wasn't actually immediately available on the beginning world, and that makes getting flint quite a little bit of a challenge. So we've got some sticks. Unfortunately no apples dropped, so we don't have any food here immediately, but there are a few farm plots usually kicking around these islands, so needless to say we'll be able to get food at some point here. Oh, we have cows. That's really good news. The one thing that I am more interested in actually is chickens, because you need feathers to get the Antique Atlas, but it doesn't look like we're going to have feathers on our starting island here, so we're going to have to venture out and about to be able to get those. Sticks can be found on the ground, but not a whole lot of them, usually in the opening island. So there's a little bit. We'll just collect these right away so that they can start regrowing again. Always you'll have lots of horses and they respawn quite frequently, so that's actually one of the first meat foods that I start collecting. Ooh, and we've got a way down and back up, and that's actually be a good source of squids if we want later on. So looks like I am pooched out of access to gravel again. So I hate these starts. They are super tedious and basically just means I'll be punching grass blocks and or sand blocks until I get gravel. So just see if we get lucky on the first couple of these, or not gravel, but flint. So not coming up here immediately, so we'll pause the video and be back there in a little bit. Okay, got pretty lucky. Got my first 3 flint within 48 of the first sand blocks that I broke. You see things are flying out of my hands here because they are unfamiliar items. So you can pick them up, but you can't actually use them on your hotbar anywhere. So if I just take them off of my hotbar so that they won't fly out of my hands anymore. So we need to get flaked flint to be able to make our first tools. So you just come up to a hard piece of stone. If you don't have that exposed in your world, you might have to dig down a little bit for it, and then you just left click against it fairly slowly, and then eventually it'll break off and you'll get the flaked flint. So now we're going to take our plant fibers, 3 of them together make the plant twine, shift and click to craft them all together. Then we'll take 1 plant twine, 1 stick, and 1 piece of flaked flint will make our first axe. And now we can start collecting wood. You can't break wood with your bare hands in this mod, so if you tried that initially, then you'll know now how to get it. So I'll clear off the top of this tree a little bit later. I do want to save on breaking some of these leaves to get sticks. And I actually don't even want to try grabbing that. This is an olive tree, so I'm not going to clog up my inventory with a whole bunch of extra items that I'm not going to be using right away. So I've got a little bit of wood here. We're about halfway through the day, so that's not too bad at all. I am just going to go back and pick up this sapling, because why not? And then, so for my first base, I like to dig into the side of a hill. So we'll be doing that. And I think here will be a good place to do that. So we'll need to make a work stump, because that'll be our first crafting bench. You don't make crafting benches normally in this mod, and you don't get planks by putting wood in your thing either way. You have to make a chopping block, put the chopping block down, and then put the wood on top of the chopping block to chop it. But to get to our work stump, you just put a chopping block on top of a piece of wood, and that will get that. And now we have advanced out of the tutorial age and into the age 0. So if we click on our advancements here, we can see the steps we've taken to get there. So we made a flint hatchet, then we broke some trees, and using the appropriate tool we got wood, then we made the chopping block, and then these advancements with the fancy borders indicate ends of ages. So this was a tutorial age here, now we're into age 0, and that ends with getting the melter there. So there are lots of things that aren't absolutely necessary to get to advance, but you'll find that during the course of the playthrough that they are actually necessary to get. So things like we'll actually have to get the mill before we can make either of these 2 items here. So we'll definitely have to get there in one respect. And then to get there, we need to make gears, which requires the totemic mod. So we'll have to get into the totemic things eventually anyways. So that is it for this episode. Brief, quick start on how to get things. I'll be doing quite a bit of stuff off camera, including digging into this hill and starting to set up my first little hidey hole area where I will make my first initial base. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.